Super Rugby Aotearoa Team of the Week for round 10. Take 2, because the first time didn't record the whole video. So let's try and do this in a bit quicker time, I guess. 15 players, 4 teams, all represented. We'll go through stats. And yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on who you might have had. Firstly, Ollie Norris from the Chiefs. Now, he did get burned by Eckland for Eckland's try early on, but he still finishes with a pretty impressive shift. 7 runs, 23 metres, 5 defenders beaten, 2 passes, and 5 from 6 tackles. Eckland's credited with a clean break, so I don't think the missed tackle is that one on Eckland. But anyway, it might have been. Shouldn't be if it's a clean break. But yeah, Norris up against some much bigger name props in the Blues, I thought puts in a pretty good shift. So credit to him for that. And another prop, Siate Tokolahi. I've been picking him all season, largely for his scrummaging. The Highlanders scrum has not been on wheels. It's been solid. It's not been the most dominant scrum in Super Rugby Aotearoa, but it's been pretty good. And you give him a lot of credit for that. He's had a lot of starts. 4 runs, 3 metres is nothing flash. 3 passes and 8 from 10 tackles. All pretty solid. But let's just back old that scrum, because I think that's what he's all about. Hooker, I have gone with Kurt Eckland. Someone said he was Cody Taylor-esque just in the way he scored that try, because how many times have you seen Taylor into a huge space like that for the Crusaders? It was nice to see the Blues to do it for a change instead of being on the receiving end. He scored a try. 9 runs for 44 metres is huge. 2 defenders beaten and a clean break, which would have been the try. A pass, 9 from 10 tackles and wins a turnover. The one black spot on his ledger this week would have been the 80% line-out. Ideally, you want the line-out operating at a higher percentage than that. But anyway, it's doable. Locks, I've gone with Josh Dixon from the Highlanders. Scores a try, doesn't have to go very far, basically gets the ball, falls over the line, but he's still got to show a bit of power. I think it's Karifi who can't stop him, but he was never going to be able to stop him from there. 7 runs for 8 metres show that he really didn't have to go very far for that try. 3 passes, 12 from 13 tackles is impressive, plus 3 line-out wins, decent work in the air from the big fella. And also, likewise, Scott Scrafton from the Canes, a bit of a workhorse player. Nothing too flashy from him, but he does have pretty good hands. 6 runs for 12 metres for a lock, 2 metres per carry is all right. Beats a defender, has 6 passes and an offload. That's what I'm saying about being able to handle the ball pretty well. 11 from 11 tackles is perfect, and then 3 line-out wins for him as well. So pretty efficient in the air. Loosies, I've gone with Shannon Frizzell. Again, not his best effort, but he's still, even when he's kind of seemingly just cruising or on a team which is getting a bit of a hiding, he still seems to do pretty well. 18 runs is massive, 46 run meters. I mean, again, he probably wants to carry at a bit higher rate than that. But overall, 46 metres is a good return. Only beats 2 defenders. He'd like that to be higher, but it's still okay. 6 passes and 2 offloads means his involvements are there without being huge. Like maybe he can pass it a little bit more than always carrying, because you do become a bit predictable. 8 from 10 tackles is good without being phenomenal. 4 line-out wins is actually pretty bloody good. He outdoes his locking partner. Wins a turnover, although he does concede 1 penalty as well. So yeah, pretty solid numbers from Shannon. He's been good all season. Another guy who's been good in the last couple of weeks is Duplessis Karifi. He's been putting in a good shift in the absence of Ari Savia. He scores a try, which is a good support line that he runs, and he shows some pretty good gas to go over without there being any question of him being caught. I think is it Ruben Love that makes the line break, and then he's got Lomape and Karifi on each side of him. I think the defenders are more drawn to Lomape, so he just gives it to Karifi. Karifi goes over. Good support line as he should be doing. 8 runs, 58 metres, most of those. Not most of them. Some of them would have been in the try, at least kind of 15, 20. 2 clean breaks and beats 4 defenders. So, yeah, very solid ball and hand numbers. He's not the biggest guy, but he can get over the line. 5 passes, 14 from 14 tackles. He does have 2 turnovers conceded, but key thing for him is, again, he doesn't have any penalties conceded. And that's always been his kind of weakest spot, where he goes for a ball that you just need to stay away from. Just let them play another phase. Like, don't go off your feet. Don't take up the 9, that kind of stuff. But, yeah, no penalties considered from him. Really, really good. The other one I've gone for number 8 is Soskin Statutu from the Blues. Maybe number 8 this week was the most competitive spot, because Soakula was really good for the Chiefs. I thought Flanders was pretty good for the Canes. And Jimeno, even though he missed like 4 tackles, was still pretty good for the Highlanders. So tough pick, but I've gone with Statutu. Has a try and a try assist. The try assist was kind of just a decision in your mind. I've got a 2-on-1. Do I try and go through the guy or do I pass? And he made the right decision. He passed. Maybe could have drawn the man a little bit more, but still gets credited with a try assist. 15 runs for 55 metres is very, very good. A clean break, 5 defenders beaten. 11 passes and 2 offloads, so really good involvement rate for him. Upped his game a little bit in the last few weeks and 8 from 10 tackles. Scrum half, so for halfback, that's a tough one. Halfback was really tough. I went with Sam Knock from the Blues. Now, it's weird because he only played like 55 minutes. He comes on at 55 minutes. And I'm torn because part of me thinks, man, when he came on, he added some pace, some zip to the Blues game. And that's when they were really able to unlock the Chiefs. But the other side of my brain is saying, well, maybe the Chiefs were just going super hard because it was much changed lineup. A lot of guys on debut or guys who don't usually get minutes really trying to impress. And by like 60 minutes, 65, they were starting to get a bit tired. Maybe it's a bit of both. But either way, I thought Knock's impact was pretty evident when he came on anyway. Quickened things up from Christie, who's just been a touch slow. 3 runs, 4 metres is not flash, 21 passes, an offload, 1 from 1 tackles and 3 kicks. So the stats don't do him much justice. I guess 21 passes in the limited time that he played is actually pretty high. But yeah, I just thought his added pace to the game really added value. First 5, I've gone with Bryn Gatland. Again, not perfect game from him. He's maybe going to play next week. It'll be interesting to see how the Chiefs this week line up. But he has 9 runs for 35 metres, which is a solid return because he's not a guy usually renowned for always taking the ball to the line. Balanced that with 23 passes and 10 kicks. So half the time he's going to pass and the other half he'll either run it or kick it. So a good bit of variation from him. He kicks a conversion and 4 penalties, so really keeps the scoreboard ticking over for the Chiefs, which was key in that game because they thought, I guess, maybe they're not going to outscore the Blues with the team that they selected, so they would take any chances available, and he was, pretty good in that department. 5 from 6 tackles. He does have 4 turnovers conceded, which is too high. It's too high, but all the first 5s had knock-ons this week. I think the lowest was 2. 2 of them were 4, 1 was 3, and 1 was 2. So, yeah, nobody was really that perfect in that aspect of the game. Midfielders, I'm going to put this guy first. I'm going to go with Scott Gregory. Now, that's a bizarre one because he had a solid game without being anything too flash. Like, he gets a try assist, which is a pretty good long pass. He has 7 runs for 33 metres, which is like, okay, that's pretty good. That's like solid. He has 7 passes and 2 kicks, so a pretty decent involvement rate from him. And 10 from 13 tackles. So good number of tackles, maybe 1 or 2 tackles missed. That's a bit too many, but like overall, pretty solid. But there's another guy, and I didn't pick any 13s. I picked 2 12s. Nani Laumape. First time I recorded this, I felt too bad for Gregory after saying his numbers after Laumape. So this time I'm going to switch it up. Benefit of the second recording, I guess. Laumape gets a try. Remember, that was that great follow through on that kick from Jordy Barrett. A try assist. He gets 11 runs for 134 run meters. Phenomenal. 4 clean breaks. Stupidly high. 7 defenders beaten. Remember, I've been harping on about him not having the same impact in terms of being able to beat defenders. Not this week. Smashing things up. 13 passes and an offload. 5 from 5 tackles. Probably the best game we've seen from him all year. At least in terms of the traditional Nani who's able to just bust through people. We know and love that game. Really, really good. Outside backs, I've gone with Salesi Reasi. Apparently the Hurricanes coaching staff still don't think he does enough like all around, but man, ball in hand, he's a wrecking ball. And you can't buy that kind of thing, man. Like, not everyone can just do that. A try and a try assist as well, similar to Laumape. 11 runs for 132 metres, so very similar to Laumape. Same amount of runs, only 2 metres difference. 5 clean breaks. He gets even more, 1 more than Laumape. 10 defenders beaten. That's even 3 more than Laumape. Man, that's like huge. Really, really tough guy to manage. 9 passes is a lot for a winger and an offload. 4 from 6 tackles for a winger is actually okay. Obviously, he would like to make it higher. He does concede 1 penalty, but man, pretty good. Pretty good. From the Chiefs, I've gone with Baylen Sullivan. Not the most experienced of guys, but man, he looked pretty sharp. And he's quick. He is quick. 4 runs for 73 meters. Like, in terms of the number of runs he made, that's a hell of a good return. 3 defenders beaten also from 4 runs. Very good. And 2 clean breaks from 4 runs. Man, what more can you ask for? I guess a try. 5 passes, 2 offloads, 8 from 8 tackles. Now, that's how you tackle. He does have 3 turnovers conceded, which is a bit troubling, and a penalty conceded. So not the perfect shift, but man, for a young fella, I thought pretty good. And I've gone for his brother Zahn at fullback. I could have gone with Geordie Barrett, but I'll put another Blues man. And forgive me, it's the last time I get to see the Blues in Aotearoa before the Trans-Tasman competition starts. He gets a try and a try assist as well. His try was really well taken. Like the Chiefs 12, I forget his name, was just kind of looking and then just held off him, and Sullivan did not need a second invitation, man. He just went straight through the door. 6 runs, 43 meters, beats a defender, gets a clean break, 6 passes, 10 kicks. He takes that long shot at goal, he misses it, but he's got a bit of a boot on him, and 3 from 3 tackles. So yeah, hopefully this time it recorded. Fingers crossed. Don't know how long that was, but that's my 15. 1 game of Super Rugby Aotearoa to go, and then we'll have to have a look at a team of the season at some point, maybe like a mock All Blacks squad at some point. But yeah, plenty to like about New Zealand rugby. This year there's still Trans-Tasman to come, obviously, so we're not done. We've still got some more, but yeah, we've certainly seen a few young guys performing. We've seen some experienced guys, maybe some struggling, but also some really still showing us what they're made of. We have seen a few injuries, which is unfortunate, but yeah. You guys let me know your thoughts. How did you think this last week of the regular season went? Who else would you had? Who would you not? And yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.